What's going on, everybody? My name is Stuff is Stuff, and I'm here with episode 7 of This Week in Retro. This week we have a huge Zelda 2 any% world record, Wolfenstein 3D ports, streamer showcase, record versus record results, and a TMNT 3 world record on the NES. The Zelda 2 any% world record on the NES has been broken again. Not only has it been broken, but it's a milestone run for many different reasons. A streamer and runner by the name of Slackanater decided to make a return to the game to attempt to lower the record using a new strat. The strat is currently being called Frosted Feet, named after a runner named Frosted Pears who helped figure out how to implement it. The glitch was originally discovered in September 2016 by a runner named CrystalSaver. The legend is that he accidentally discovered it while playing with his feet. The original setup used the fairy transformation, but it was speculated that it could be done with Link. It was previously thought to be a task-only strat due to the difficulty as well as the frame precision that's required to pull this off. Before going to the Retro World Expo in Hartford, Connecticut, Slack was talking to Frosted Pear about the glitch. Well, I'll just let Slack tell you.
So Stuff, the way that this worked was, before the Hartford convention, we were talking about how fairy feet could help in a run. But then we realized the cost of the magic would never save us time. Frosted Pears said, what if we did Link Feet? And I said, no one has found a setup for Link Feet. We know it's subpixel dependent. And Pears said, I'm a freaking smart person. He didn't say that, but that's what I thought. And then that weekend, while I was at the Hartford Retro Convention, Pears was working on it and we were messaging back and forth. He would test theories, I would throw out some ideas, and we had narrowed down a couple setups. But one of them was, his questions to me was, can we press one direction for one frame followed by the other direction the next frame? He wasn't sure if that was possible. Either way, it was the back and forth that weekend and when Pears came up with the setup that we're using now. And the first time it was done was, Ugly Al's got a video of it being done in the hotel room in Hartford. Was the first time that a human did it, which was really, really exciting.
Ugh, fucking gay. Stupid idiot. But this is how the healer glitch feels when you first try it.
Correct.
Completely.
It was just fun. It was something that I will always remember. I've done a lot of stuff in games, but coming together as a group, all working on something. There was like 5 of us in the hotel. I was on the Discord with Pears. We were talking about things. It was just a very memorable experience to come up with that.
To set up this trick, you must enter the healer's house and perform 2 frame-perfect inputs while talking to them. You can tell if you did it correctly because you'll see a floating woman in either a red or purple dress. This is to help set up good bubble patterns for the bridge. Then you'll head to the bridge as usual, but when you enter the bridge screen, you will let go of holding left to time it so Link slides into a position where his foot is off of the ledge. This means you must reach full walking speed before letting go. Once in position, you press right, but only for 1 frame. This puts Link's subpixel in the correct value. Now you must run to the edge of the screen and press attack at the right time. The goal is to get Link on the very last frame while the subpixel is also on the last value. Next, you must press right for 1 frame, and on the very next frame, press left. Doing so confuses the game and it has to decide where to make you exit, putting you on the opposite side of a forced encounter tile. So not only did Slackanator manage to pull off this insane trick, but then he nailed the rest of the run, ending with a time of 15 minutes and 59 seconds, becoming the very first ever sub 16. The best part is that he did it using a trick that requires a frame-perfect movement and got sub 16 by a single frame. What are the chances? This is a 13-second improvement over the previous world record. If you're not familiar with Slackanator, he's a very skilled runner who does damageless runs as well. He was actually the very first ever to complete Ninja Gaiden damageless. He also makes beer themed after speedrunners and their achievements. Now go watch the Zelda 2 world record and go say hi to our friend Slackanator on Twitch via the links below. A software developer that goes by the name Under 4 MHz is working on porting Wolfenstein 3D to the Sega Master System and the Sega SG-1000. They were originally working on something they were calling Wolfenstein 3D, which was a tech demo to showcase that 3D graphics could be done on the SG-1000. While reviewing their code, they made the decision to attempt to optimize it by converting the graphics from lines to tile-based, as well as a couple more things that allowed for the possibility of bringing this port not only to the SG-1000 and the Sega Master System, but also to the Game Gear and the Game Boy. There's still a lot of work to do, but it appears to be coming along nicely. There's even a playable demo you can check out for yourself. I've linked their Patreon as well as the forum discussion that goes into more detail and has links to the playable demos. One of my favorite things about the retro community is the lengths some people will go to help the community out as a whole. Darth Tyrael is without a doubt one of those people. Last year he started a fun project where he's playing every NES game, not just the licensed games, but homebrews, hacks, bootlegs, pretty much anything that'll run on the NES. As he plays the game, he really digs in, providing as much info, insight, and history as he can about the game. The goal is to find games that have speedrun potential that maybe haven't received the love they should. The way it works is each week people can vote for the next game for him to play. He then plays the game for a week, attempting to learn the game and find speedrun strats, basically doing his best to pave the way for people who might be interested in running the game, or even just beat it casually. His approach is perfect for anyone who feels like speedrunning might be too difficult. He does an incredible job explaining and breaking things down in a digestible and recreatable way. He's still working on the NES library, but he also recently added Game Boy games to the list. Darth Tyrael also has some other really cool things he's working on. During his journey, he's putting together a list of 12 games to form a marathon he's currently calling Darth's Dirty Dozen. The list isn't complete yet, but so far it includes Ninja Gaiden, Journey to Silius, Shadow of the Ninja, Ghosts and Goblins, Jaws, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Super Mario Bros. 2. This means he's still searching for 4 more games, so go check him out on Twitch and maybe the game you pick could end up on the list. I put his Twitch and YouTube links in the description below. Razul's very first live record vs. record event has completed, and it was very exciting. With Razul and Retrophile TV commentating, you will not be disappointed. The event started and Pacifist was being Pacifist, creating tons of problems for all the runners, but Knucklebuster was the very first to complete a run with a 17-minute and 5-second time. The other runners followed behind, with the next closest being 23 minutes 14 seconds by Mr. Aves after the first 3 completed runs. There were tons of exciting ups and downs. The Pacifist category is one of my favorite categories because it forces you to play the game in such a drastically different way. Knucklebuster ended up pulling through with the win in an insane time of 14 minutes and 39 seconds on just his second run, and no one could catch up. This was an amazing event put on by Razul, and I look forward to many more. I've linked the race VOD in the description below, so go check out all the insanity that is Ninja Gaiden Pacifist. The world record for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project on the NES, was recently broken. That is an insane video game title. On September 3rd, 2022, a runner by the name of Omqwat lowered their own record for the Japanese version from 34 minutes 23 seconds down to 34 minutes and 20 seconds. Over the last year or so, they have been steadily making improvements on the run and are now more than 3 minutes faster than the current second place time. If that's not impressive enough, on September 7th, they also lowered the US version from 35 minutes down to 34 minutes 55 seconds, putting them more than 3 minutes ahead of the second place time on that board as well. They currently have 8 world records for this game. They don't only run TMNT 3, they also have world records and great times in other games. Go check out the world record VODs below, and also give them a follow on Twitch for more turtle greatness. I know I say it every week, but the one thing you can't get back is your time. So thank you for spending your time with me, but also take some time for yourself. My name is Stuff is Stuff, and this has been episode 7 of This Week in Retro.